I'm live. This is just a test, folks. I'm gonna try to do some streaming from different locations, such as this. If I can get it figured out how to use a different, I got two different camera setups in my mic, but I've been having some issues. I see some flashing on the screen, so I don't know if there's a problem with the software for my, and that's the other thing too with the wind. Let me know if you're hearing wind noise on the camera or on the microphone. And if you're seeing that bottom portion of my camera, you see how it keeps flashing like that? Well, it is on my end. I don't know if you're seeing it on your end, but like I say, I'm just trying to test a couple things out here so I can possibly do some, like I say, do some streaming from different locations, such as my deck, which would be great on these nice, beautiful, warm days, except it's a little harsh on the eyes, the sun. I'm in the right direction, facing away from it, but still pretty bright. Anyways, I see Tommy Gun is here. Good morning. It is a beautiful day. Can one of you just let me know by commenting in the chat? Like I say, I keep seeing my camera kind of messing up. Are you seeing that as well? Yeah. Yeah, I can't hear the wind. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to. Like I say, this is just a test. I don't know what I'm going to do. Because, yeah, the wind's going to mess up the mic. What the hell? Suppose which way is the wind blowing? Hmm. And then, yeah, like you say, the mic keeps messing up too, right? I can see that. It's a nice day. It's flashing a bit. Can't hear wind. You can't hear the wind? Or you can't hear because of the wind? If you can't hear the wind, that's good. That's good because although right now it's pretty much died down, but we're definitely getting some gusts. But like I say, so you are seeing the flashing. Damn, that's a bummer because I don't like that. I'll have to figure out how to get that fixed. Yeah, why is it doing that? Why? Why? If I sit quietly, it's almost like the microphone. Anyways, see what's going on here. The sound's fine. Camera does flash a bit. Okay, thanks, Jake. Yeah, it's that stupid screen. That's a real bummer, isn't it? Dang. Hmm. Hmm. Trying to figure out how I could remedy that issue. Anyway, since I got you here, since we're here on this fine day doing some troubleshooting, I will mention I'm going to be doing a future live stream. I don't know if any of you folks noticed, but I put, and it's definitely garnering the attention. I think there's probably 500 people who have responded to the poll that I put up on Twitter, asking if you're a PPC. What I put, how would I phrase it? I think it was like, if you're a PPC candidate, member, or supporter, do you support banning Antifa? And yeah, so far, like I say, it's been about 500 people, I believe, or so that's replied. And wow. Anyways, I'm not even going to give up the results as of yet. I'll sound is five. Great, great. Glad the sound is good. Oh, the good old microphone. It's been a beaut for me for years now. It's a tried, tested, and true. But the camera, this is the old camera I used to use because I have obviously my better camera set up already. Yes, ban Antifa. See, that's the thing, Jake. Listen, I hear you. I hear you, and I hear a lot of people. Actually, that's just to give a little teaser. Yeah, the response on the poll so far is definitely overwhelming. People are in agreement with you there, Jake. I'm always in the minority, anyways. That's pretty much the way I've basically how I got to go through life these days, right? But yeah, I don't agree with banning any groups. Why? Because now you're just talking about banning ideologies. And like I was replying to people that were saying that's a good idea as well. Okay, well, what if they decide? What if the Trudeau Liberals, right? All it took was a few violent acts from some individuals within Antifa, right? Because not everyone in Antifa are violent thugs. Some are, some aren't, right? But just like with the yellow vest or what's the Lemute or I mean, there's lots of what's considered right wing movements. Or how about incels, right? Or people in Canada. I mean, look at Would you agree with targeting people that are identified as incels, and anyone that identifies as an incel, target them as terrorists or banning them entirely? And what does that even mean, anyways? Banning them? What are you going to do? Kick them out of the country? It's like I'd like to have a conversation with Maxine because he was the one that suggested that that we should ban Antifa in Canada. Ban? How the hell do you ban right an idea? It's, it's like it's just people, and like if you think you can ban that group Antifa, do you think they're just going to stop thinking the way they think just because you ban them? Right? Isn't violence banned in Canada? Yet it takes place. Pretty sure theft is banned, right? Yet it takes place. So I just don't understand why people are falling for it. And to me, it's like I thought it was the lefties that were into cancel culture or banning all the things we don't like or we disagree with. Right? That's the pretense of the left. We do that. That's what we do as the left. We all ban everything we don't like. But the right wingers are supposed to be, yeah, but we're all about standing in defense of freedom and individual rights, or at least that was the premise I've been hearing by a lot of people that align with me and agree with me typically is no, we'll do with each other as individuals, right? Which is why, as a libertarian, I genuinely get along with those type of conservatives who say, no, let's put government back in the box, let's contain this beast, and let's just deal with each other's as individuals. And if individuals are committing acts of violence or causing property damage somewhere, then deal with those people. There's already plenty of laws on the books to deal with people who are committing crimes or acts of violence or harm to premises or property, right? So why do you need to ban an entire idea or ideology? To me, and I'm once again, it's already a failure. Failure. Never mind the utility or the pragmatic aspect of it, but it's just not going to work. You can't ban ideas. You're not going to ban what rolls around in people's minds. Like I say, I'm really shocked at the amount of people, but it kind of does make sense in some way, in some regard. That which is why I'm having a lot of outs and having my no wonder my numbers are shrinking. This is actually giving me some clarity here. This is actually I'm glad to hear it now. It's obviously negative, right? Because like that means I'm less popular. I'm recognized I'm even in a smaller minority than I originally thought, right? So, but yeah, 90+% of the respondents so far in the poll say, yeah, ban Antifa. Like I say, like would you agree with banning, like I say, let's say a couple yellow vesters at some point in time? I don't know if any did in the past because I don't look into banning anybody. I don't agree with that kind of bullshit from the left or the right. But let's say a couple yellow vesters, and I support the yellow vesters for standing in defense of what their right to protest and grievances against government, all that. But let's say a couple yellow vesters, which are typically people that would identify on the right side of the political spectrum in Canada, right? Let's say a couple yellow vesters perform some acts of violence. Well, do we ban all yellow vesters because of the few individuals within that organization or that movement that did cause violence or cause property damage? No, of course not. You deal with the individuals, right? As a libertarian, let's deal with the individuals, not entire groups. Damn, it's getting hot on the back. Shit, the sun is right over top of me. That's why. That's a bummer. It's beating right down on my head there, folks. But anyways, how is the? Is it still flashing a lot? I don't see it as much. Of course, I haven't been watching the screen as much as you folks, and it's even hard to see the screen. Like I say, I'll definitely have to get things set up better here for a future stream, and I apologize and thank you for bearing with me for this one. Like I say, I'm just doing a little trial and error, little trial run here, right? And what better way to test it than in real time on a real stream, right? So, like I say, let me see what everyone's saying here, anyways. But anyways, that's just my original thoughts, folks. And like I say, the poll's going for it'll be another 5 more days. It's a week-long poll I put on just to get as many people. Like I say, there was 300,000 people or so that voted for the PBC. So I want to get the feedback and the opinions of at least a substantial portion, at least a few thousand. Hopefully, I can garner. If I can get a few thousand responses, I think that might be a relatively decent in terms of at least gauging the pulse of typical members, candidates, or supporters in terms of their critical thinking skills. This is a litmus test on your critical thinking skills, folks. So, be wise and study in advance, right? Because if you answer like, yes, ban things we don't like, well, I'm going to call you out on it, right? That's definitely going to happen because it's showing that you're not thinking critically about what that entails. First time not seeing you in a suit. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, thanks, Jake. Appreciate that, man. Damn, I wish that thing would stop cracking up on you folks. I know that's probably pretty frustrating to see that. Anyways, let me go back up here, say hi to some folks. the fine folks. Wow, it's really hard to see. What's going on, Thaco XP? Hey, Brenda. Oh, look, another ladies joining in. Nice to see you. Like I say, I'm always looking for more and more ladies to join into these streams and to start, showing some solidarity with some of us guys, right? Because, like I say, it's we have to show solidarity. We have to show actually not just that's the thing. We need people from all different races, backgrounds, women, let's like I say, show what genuine diversity really means, right? Not just the color of our skin or what's between our legs, but even the thoughts. But at least show that there's people from varying backgrounds that believe in the ideas of liberty, because that to me is what matters most. It's the ideas. It's the idea of individual liberty that matters most. But anyways, like I say, thank you for joining the stream there, Brenda. Rams Bottom, Rams Bottom. That's Is that your real last name? Ramsbaum. If it is, I apologize. I just never heard that one. Mid screen, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's a bummer. Okay, what's going on? MW, I seen you were someone that I think you were one of the ones that were replying to the poll I put up on Twitter. Here, let me actually. I should be putting these up on the screen here. I would think the secret agencies are more of a threat than Antiva. Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, I know some of these Antifa people can, be little violent thugs and stuff, but really, though, especially if you're a right winger, are you really scared of those types that are the Antifa? Yes, they're violent, but come on, with one foot and one hand tied behind your back, you could probably take out 3 or 4 of them, right? Without using any more than just retaliatory fist strikes, right? So come on. Come on, like why ban? Like it's kind of a weak position actually. Like for these right wingers, oh, you got to ban them. Oh, you need big government to ban the big bad Antifa thugs, right? Can't handle yourself against them. Like what's up with that? I don't know. Once again, the optics of it, no matter how I look at it, and I've been thinking about it from many different angles. It's just not cool, folks. Just not cool. Don't get behind the banning of ideas or ideologies. Come on, we got to be better than that. I think everyone should be heard regardless of whether you agree or not. Exactly, because there are people that are in Antifa or align with Antifa's idea of being anti-fascist that aren't violent thugs themselves, right? Now, some of them may point to other people that aren't necessarily fascist and label them incorrectly. But once again, if they do that to you, well, if you feel they've done enough to libel or slander you in some way, then once again, there's legal recourse you can take and avenues you can use to go against the individual. But once again, just because someone wants to identify as being anti-fascist, hell, I'm anti-fascist, right? I'm anti-communist too, which suggests that I probably wouldn't get along with many people within the Antifa organization. But yeah, I'm anti-fascist too. What the hell's wrong with that? I kind of agree with them in that regard, right? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of fascism. Sue me, right? NBCs abound here in Canada. I know, right? What the hell, eh? Eh? Here in Canada, eh? Right on. I hear you, Tommy Gunn. I hear you, man. I really do. It's just nonsense. But like I say, I'm sorry, folks, for the scrambling of the video here. I'll get it figured out for next time. But rather than try to do at least I couldn't even get the camera and mic because when I had this last original setup, because as you can see, well, no, you can't see, but I'm doing this on my laptop, but I had a whole different setup, so I've had to change up permissions. I'm actually quite amazed and astonished that it's actually working here, so I'm pretty happy that's the technical part though. Like as far as it flashing, I'll get that one fixed up for sure before the next one. And even if worst case scenario, I have to use my other webcam when I'm doing these outside. I can do it. It'd just be a big pain in the ass to have to keep moving the setup back and forth. But like I say, I'll work through it. I'll work through it. What else we got going on here? See what we got here. I gotta. There we go. Took my internet equipment back, and lady ran to door, gave me postage stamps to mail it to some location. I left equipment table and walked out. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you're not supposed to. Yeah, I know the way they've got it now is there's a no refund policy on anything because of COVID, right? It's like, oh, I don't know, man. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying there. Okay. Damn, this is really hard to see. This is really hard to see. Hey, oh, I see Gatos in there. I see Derek. What's going on, Derek? Uh, okay, let me scroll back up here. I got to get to where the last. There we go. Jumping. This is hard to see. I have the brightness turned all the way up, but holy jumping. Yeah, going to have to figure it a better setup. Let me see what Coach T Max is saying. Like I say, I'm probably not even going to reference any articles or anything today. Just bringing that up. And another thing I'm going to do, I think I mentioned in the last stream, I'm going to do a whole standalone live stream. Oh, me and Mitchell Foley are going to be having a conversation next Friday too. That PPC guy, and we're going to be talking about this Maxime Bernier and the petition going around to ban Antifa. Right? It's like I give you want to throw some raw meat to the right wingers in Canada. I get that, but like, come on, can we? Like I say, can we get away from this kind of foolishness? I am Canadian. I am not racist. None of my teammates or athletes at university or high school showed any signs of racism either. What is Trudeau and his gang of thieves trying to push? I know, right? I know it's ridiculous. They're constantly trying to pit the races and the sexes against each other. Like that's their motive and their operations. That's what's that operandi or whatever motif, whatever. Right? That's their go-to tactic is to divide us along racial or gender line or sex or whatever lines. Right? Which don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. It's just so fucking insane to let these people have that much control. Anyways, like I say, what's going on there, Derek? Nice to see you in the chat, buddy. I was surprised the protest. Yeah, I seen you were posting some protest footage too as well. Sorry, I haven't been getting back and watching it. There's just so much stuff I'm overwhelmed with right now by so many different people. But anyways, keep up the great work, Derek. Appreciate everything you're doing there, buddy. Hey, there he is, Mitchell Foley. Good afternoon, my friend. As you realize there, I just mentioned that we're going to be having a conversation next Friday. What did I say it was going to be? Was it 2 p.m. Atlantic time, right? Yeah. Yeah, 2 p.m. Atlantic time. Anyway, I'll make sure to promote it between now and then. Anyways, and Mitchell is doing the same thing on his own social media platforms. But yeah, we're gonna have a great chat, and we're gonna be talking about the gun ban, right? Because that's the thing, ban things I don't like. And I don't know why Maxime would go that route, other than is he feeling that he's just having to reach for attention? Because I get that even myself from time to time, like you know, try to reach out to get attention somehow, some way, so you can get actively engaged in a conversation. Because a lot of people today don't really want to do much talking. Well, talk past each other about things, but not to each other, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I'm just not into the let's ban things that we don't like, especially when you're talking about ideas, because it just sounds foolish. It's anyways. Nice to see you in the chat there, Mitchell. Why did Sam to go? I know, right? I know that's the hilarious part. Oh, there's like the way they're going on about this and the way they're covering it. Was there an actual article, or did I close a lot of them up out? I think I closed them all out. Actually, let me close out the YouTube thing here. I had YouTube open too, probably using up this. That's the other thing too. I'm quite far away from my router, but I'm surprised. Like I see, it seems to be working. Other than the flashing, the quality seems decent, right? I see. So that's a good thing. I'm trying to find the positive here, folks. Trying to find the positive. But yeah, Tam with the protest. Like I say, these lefties, uh, well, like they know damn well there's no way to like. So now they're basically don't even. They're not even trying. They're not even putting in the effort. They're basically showing their stripe, their bias, right? So, yeah, if you had a family member, I mean, even myself, my grandmother died right during this whole thing. I didn't get to see her. Nobody got to see her. There was no funeral held. And this is a woman that, like I say, was a huge, massive influence in my life, one of the most important people in my life. And that's just me as one example. Think of the countless examples across this country, or where what was it? The long weekend there. Thanksgiving? No, what the hell was it? Anyways, the big long weekend where, everyone was getting, yeah, Thanksgiving. Anyways, where everyone was getting together, for a big feed, but no one could because, was not allowed to do so. Got social distancing, can't have any more than whatever people in your household and da 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 da. Nobody cross mingling, if you're not in the same household. All that bullshit, all the people that get all the fines and ticketed and treated like second class citizens in this country for even daring to what? go out and do chin-ups at the chin-up bar, right? Or going to the local skate park, or taking your dog for a walk. I mean, think about all these countless examples. But hey, hundreds or thousands of people could show up and protest, right? And completely ignore and avoid any of these social distancing rules. But what's the political left and their counterparts in the media say? Oh no. Well, if you're going to do it, at least try to practice some precautions. Were they saying that for anyone else? Like I say, like that wanted, hey, I want to go, hold a funeral. A bunch of us want to hold a funeral for my dead grandmother or other people in my family. No. Sorry, we can't take the chance. We got to stamp down the curve. We got to flatten that curve. We can't take the risk. I know it's going to be hard to deal with, but no, we can't take the risk. But what it is they realize that, when thousands of people, like this is actually another perfect example, when thousands and thousands of people choose to show up together and show government, we're not going to follow your orders. We're going to do what the fuck we decide we're going to do because we stand up for our freedoms. Well, like I say, the lefties, Black Lives Matter, the Antifa, they're the ones that are leading by example these days. So listen, right wingers, maybe you should take some cues from the left wingers and start actually doing some shit to show that you are the willing to stand in defense of your liberties as well, because they're showing their willingness to do. They sent a message right back to the political class like that. We're going to do it whether you like it or not. And was the media do? And was the political class say, oh, okay? Because they showed that they're a force to be reckoned with, and we're going to do what we're going to do, like it or not. And like I say, the media and the political class had to back down, tuck their tail between their legs. What are right wingers doing? What's Maxime doing? Here, sign this petition because we want to ban Antifa. Like, come on. I mean, come on, right? Oh, so much fail, so much weakness. Jesus. Nah, that's just not good, man. That's just not good. No matter how you look at it, that's just not good. Damn. The right has become so weak. Sad. It really is sad. Anyways, what's going on? Gato. Ain't nobody gato, Mr. Roboto. Every time I think of that name, it's awesome. And the villano. He's a villain, folks. He's a villain, Gato. He's a villain. No, I'm just kidding. Latest conspiracy I heard was that Antifa's network is closely linked to Muslim Brotherhood. I don't know. I have no idea. Could be, maybe not. I covered it the other day live. Yeah, right on, Derek. Yeah, I showed my son. He went out to video. He was thinking that he could capture some of those Antifa thugs brutalizing, some of the peeps and stuff, like what happened, or trying to go against little old ladies with their walkers going across the street, right? Because, like I say, we definitely want to hold some of these violent thugs to account, but it was relatively peaceful. It really was, and I was actually surprised how big it was. What was that, Hamilton? Or no, Burlington, wasn't it? Yeah, there in the West End somewhere, anyways. But yeah, that's quite a turnout. But like I say, those folks are showing their willingness to do what the hell they want to do against the government wishes or mandates. I wish the right wingers would do the same thing rather than, it seems like I say, I don't know, it's so weird. Like everything's being flipped now. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Well, some of them, right? Some of those people within the organization, yeah, you probably could, because they seem quite emotionally and sensitive people, right? So, which is why, like, you need to ban them? It's what? Come on, come on. Not afraid of Antifa thugs, but they're given a large degree of latitude by exactly, yeah, because you say, well, first of all, because they align with the ideologies of those in charge, but like, it's also because they're showing that they're, like I say, they're a force to be reckoned with. That's I just got to say that maybe some of the right wingers maybe need to adopt some of the tactics, right? It seems to be proven to be a resounding success for the leftists, right? So I don't know, maybe adopt their tactics rather than, actually, that's the thing, adopt the tactics in terms of showing your resolve and your willingness to stand up for what you want. But I'm not saying adopt like the violent tactics, none of that shit. Obviously, I'm not advocating for any of that. But once again, not everyone within Antifa organizations or groups use violence. Some of them definitely do, not all. But that's why, like I say, that's why as a libertarian, let's just deal with each other as individuals, and then we don't have to play this kind of collective guilt and collective punishment BS, right? Bennett, you might want to use the this lockdown as an opportunity to add a coat of paint your backyard. If you knew, anyways, don't even get me into it. There's a lot of work that's got to be done to my house. Because when me and the wife were out west working, like in Ontario for many years, like after my whole, all that crap I went through, yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on that, Gato. Don't even get me started, buddy. Yeah, needs a lot more than just a coat of paint. Believe me, lots of work to be done. Of course, all that work. I mean, I can do the physical stuff myself. Got to buy the paint, but right now, rather than the back deck, we've been me and the wife have been busy doing the kitchen, uh, the entranceway. We got the den set up a little bit better now. I've got a window I've got to replace. Someone broke one of the windows in one of my in the living room. It's a double pane, so it's only one pane that's broke. But yeah, you gotta. Uh, I got quite the list. I got quite the wish list actually. So lots to be done. But yeah, thanks for noticing though. It's always good to. It's always good. Matter of fact, I was like, let me shift the camera angles around. Tell you the truth. Well, there over. If I went that way, you would be seeing my little makeshift garden thing. I saw. They probably don't really need to see that. If I go back that where my fire pit is, if I go back that direction, there's a whole bunch of unburnt wood that I want to burn. So that was kind of didn't look good visually. So I was like, well, this is probably the best angle right here. So, anyways, oh, what the hell happened there? Yeah, this stupid video's crapping up on me here, isn't it bad? Anyways, let me see what else everyone's saying here. Yeah, well, that's good. Uh, well, that's a good thing. I'm very glad of that. I wouldn't want people to be able to sue over feelings, right? Whew, thank goodness. Tam is a Chinese plant and wants to encourage Canada's destruction and protest terms violent promote that. Well, I don't know about that. I just like I say I don't know enough about the woman to be able to make any statement regarding that stuff. See what else we got here. Scrolling back up. By the way, has anyone heard from G Rich? Dang, I'm really amazed at what happened. It's like he just dropped out of the face of the earth. We were supposed to have a conversation. I tried calling him that night. It's been probably a week now, and haven't heard no reply back. I messaged him back on Twitter. I messaged him back through email, and like I say, it's just like he dropped off the face of the earth. And I hope everything is well. But I don't know. Has anybody heard anything? I don't know what's up, but little weird. Okay. Uh, Tommy makes. Oh, what's this? Tigor Enterprises. Cheers from Oshawa. Right on, Oshawa. What's going on? Yeah, I used to be out there in the old Durham region myself. Well, we were in Ajax. And I remember back in the day, well, I used to be a big fan of Oshawa in terms of the city because being a drag racer guy, I come from that heritage of drag racing. And when I used to live in Scarborough, well, in addition to Scarborough and some guys in the West End too, we used to go out and do a lot of drag racing. But yeah, a lot of the boys from GM, the Oshawa boys, right? And of course, it wasn't just GM products, but there was definitely a lot of GM street machines out there. But we used to have a lot of fun. Oshawa, that was before everything kind of took a shit kicking and a lot of people lost their jobs. And now you look at Oshawa and man, there's some places that's been hollowed out and gone through some pretty rough economic times, right? And actually, it's only getting worse right now with the production lines ramping down or um, winding down even further, right? It's a rough deal. It is tough when parts of the country you lose your some of your major employers. It can be quite devastating for the local economy and for the people that live there. Anyways, thanks for joining the stream there, Tigor. Okay. Like I say, folks, I'm really sorry about all the quality issue stuff here. Like I say, I'm not going to run this stream too long. Probably not even maybe an hour at best, because I'm not going to cover anything. I'm just like I say, it's just a little test run. But since there's a few peeps here, I might as well like see what everyone's up to today, and then I'll tie the stream up, and we'll try again. We'll try again here in a day or so. Tim Burns. Tim Burns. I just left Calgary and moved to Medicine Hat. Aha, the Alberta man. Okay, right on. No lineups at the stores, and seems like business as usual. My stress levels have dropped dramatically. That's great. Great to hear, Tim Burns. That's awesome. Glad to see things are starting to get somewhat normalized, right? That's what needs to take place, and not a new normal, right? I mean, there's some things that we should, you know, try that maybe hasn't been tried in the past. But the way the left and the media talks this new normal, yeah, that the new normal that they're trying to usher in, yeah, I don't want nothing to do with that kind of new normal. Yeah, for sure, Derek, for sure. Yeah, that's the problem in some of the rural type settings. Although you're in a much bigger place, but yeah, that's same with here on the East Coast. Well, I'm in New Brunswick, but even places like Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, or PEI is unfortunately this beautiful parts of the country. But damn, yeah, trying to get work. That's the issue. That is a major issue, and I would love to see a lot of people, maybe some of the folks out west, if the ones that have money, anyways, come back east, set up a shop, set up a business, start growing the rest of the country, not just relying on one segment of the country to take care of everyone else, right? Because that's a problem with these transfer payments. Is I think they're a complete waste. I think the Alberta people should be able to keep what they earn, right? But if you're from the East Coast and you want the East Coast to flourish, well, always traveling to the West Coast, right? That's the problem. And I get it. Trust me, I've done it myself. But if you want the whole country to be prosperous, not just one particular place, then you need to kind of spread that wealth around everywhere, right? But yeah, I like I say, I'm hoping that maybe in due time, if enough of the boomers get disenfranchised with this whole system, and like I say, stop trying to play the whole housing market game in like places like Ontario or Quebec or British Columbia, like I say, come to the East Coast. You can get some great places with some big chunks of property. And if you're already retired or close to retiring, right, maybe you don't even have to rely on having to find occupation. But if you've got money, well, you can create occupations, right? That's how you make places like the East Coast flourish again. Not like they did in the past. When I was growing up in the 70s, 80s, actually, these places were even little communities, each little community had fairly substantial business. Now, a lot of it in New Brunswick had to do with the forestry industry, but yeah, a lot of them, little businesses were self-sustained, had great jobs, with decent pay, not exceptional, but decent pay. And like I say, had plenty more infrastructure and actually even infrastructure for the children. I remember like baseball fields, hockey arenas, outdoor hockey arena. I mean, there were so many outdoor activities that were put on and organized by little communities. But now, because all these little communities been hollowed out, and the only people, for the most part, that are left in these places are seniors and their parents, right? It's like nobody's thinking about the young people. And of course, the young people are like, well, I don't want to move to a place where nobody, but like, then don't rely on the old people to do it for you. Come set up shop, start your own business, and start growing these places on your own. That's how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. Anyways, I don't know why I went on that bit of a tirade, but I tend to do those things from time to time, folks. We need castle laws and stand your ground. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I definitely agree that we should have the acknowledged. We do have the right, but I mean the acknowledged right to defend yourself and protect your property. 100%. That's how you deal with Antifa, right? You don't ban Antifa. Someone tries to use violence against you or cause damage to your property. Yeah, yeah. Having the ability to defend yourself or your property as Saniko is suggesting, that's how you deal with these people, not try clamor for big government to ban everybody, to ban the things we don't like, right? Great point, Saniko. Well said, my friend. Uh, Let me get back up here a little bit, folks. I see Gato's still in the chat. Nice to see. Oh, yeah, that's right, too. Gato had something to do with his work that, yeah, so he's probably got a little more time on his hands. Glad to see you joining in the streams again, though, Gato. Okay. Now, where are we at? Oh, here we go. Oh, I don't think I was aware of that, Derek, that you lost your job due to COVID. That's a shame. That is an absolute shame. That's too bad. Hopefully, you get things all squared away and maybe get yourself not just the same job, maybe you'll get an even better job, right? Higher rate of pay. Uh, it actually is pressure treated wood. Um, I guess I couldn't really show you, but when we did, it's pressure treated wood. Just didn't care for the color. Didn't really like it too much, especially against the back setting of our house or the backdrop of the house. And the wife decided we probably should paint it white. But like I say, we were away from this place for years. Just haven't been around. Trust me, it'll all get better eventually. But yeah, I get what you're saying there. Actually, we always used to do the water Thompson seal too. Trust me, when when we were here and we had the opportunity to keep it up, it looked really nice, looked really beautiful. But yeah, I totally get it. I've been into this stuff a long time myself. Actually, I've been building fences and decks for years. So yeah, I totally get it. Totally get it. Tell you the truth, I if I had went with cedar or now even with the pressure treated well brown, which basically gives you kind of the cedar look. If it was the pressure treated but with the brown color, because like I say, when we built this back then, it was still just the old green stuff and just didn't care for it. But yeah, if it used the new pressure treat that kind of has the brown cedar look to it, then I would have just left it the way it is, right? And would have been completely fine with it because it actually would have looked nice. And because our house is it's ivory siding with brown accents, the brown-ish cedar look would have been perfectly conducive and would look great. But like I say, that was not the case at the time. Funny. Now we're talking about decks. It could be anything. Who knows, right? But yeah, thanks for the helpful hint. Just say up yours. We need a new constitution for the people, by the people. July 1st, Ottawa, and voice your disappointment. Yeah, yeah. Show up for that protest, right? Everybody, right winger, left winger, libertarian, Xander, because everybody show up in solidarity. I would love to see that. Don't think it will happen, but I would love to see everybody show up at that protest and say, you know what, we're sick and tired of big government. We're not going to take it anymore, right? Yeah, I'd love to see that. Right? Like I say, I won't hold my breath. He's starting to turn blue fairly quickly, right? Uh, okay, where are we at here? I see Gato and Tommy having a cool little chat in the stream. Okay, oh, what's this? right, right on, Eric T. Hey, thanks for joining the stream. I will paint your deck for $600. Awesome. But appreciate the offer, but no, I think I can manage that one. It's just like I say, it's time constraints and budget constraints. Even more actually, budget constraints. Priorities right now. We're worrying about getting the inside portions of the house fixed up, and there's a lot of work to be done there. But we'll get to it eventually. And if I become overly wealthy and have an excess $600 that's burn a hole in my pocket, I'll keep that in mind, Eric. Can be pushing back on the federal gun ban. Well, that's great. Yeah, I'm definitely glad to see that. 24 by 48 filter, HEPA, right on. Oh, I see. You're talking about masks and stuff or something here. Australia has castle law. Why don't we? Right? I know. I know. Anyways, like I say, it looks like everyone's kind of slowing down a little bit on the chat. And I'm probably just going to tie this up here shortly. So I'll just reiterate a couple times here before I do, because I know it's probably getting frustrating to see this flashing. It's quite annoying. I'll probably have to rename this better than just a test. Well, no, test. I don't know, I'll figure something out. But anyways, thanks for everyone that did show up, like I say, so I can at least see how this somewhat turned out. It's quite bright, to be honest with you. Have to get my setup a little bit better figured out for next time. So just to mention, reiterate, I'm going to be having a chat with Mitchell Foley on next Friday at 2 p.m. Atlantic time. Yeah, 2 p.m. Atlantic time. Like I say, we're going to be discussing banning all these things. Actually, at that time, probably be, yeah, next Friday. So the poll will be in by then. I don't know if I'll do a video before that and then maybe a follow up with Mitchell. Yeah, I'll probably do a standalone stream just to deal with the whole Maxime and the banning of Antifa issue. Because, like I say, I'm definitely in the minority, but it's not like it's the first time. I seem to be in the minority of my position. That's what it is to be principled. A lot of people will shift their principles around just to suit their political preference or their personal preferences or their ideology. Me, I realize that it's kind of foolish and counterproductive to keep moving the goalposts all the time because then you lack any consistency. And then people, when they look back, like in the moment, you can enjoy it in the moment. But once again, once you step back from the snapshot of that particular time frame and you see it in its entirety, right? It's like, holy shit, these people were all over the place. They have no principles, right? What do they stand for? I don't know. Just whatever the hell their opponents don't, right? Whatever their opponents don't or like, then they're a lot of people are like, okay, I got to go the exact opposite. Not so that's not based on anything that's principled or where they're actually thinking critically about the issue. It's just like, oh, my counterparts on the opposite side of the political spectrum says this thing. Well, I must automatically do the opposite, which, like I say, just weird. Like I say, I like to think critically about issues, and I'm pretty sure most of the folks that follow my channel and my live streams are in the same boat, right? But anyways, like I'll be covering that, and like I say, there's a lot of comments, a lot of replies. There's going to be a lot of stuff, and it's going to be quite dramatic because some of the replies were, obviously some were mostly were fairly friendly, but you're always getting insulted these days, and I'm used to being insulted for taking a principled stance or position regarding any particular social or economic issue. Yeah, comes with the territory, right? Anyways, like I say, thanks for all you folks. So in addition to that and the Mitchell Foley, I'll be doing another live stream either tomorrow or the next day. Covering what's the other topic I wanted to cover? Oh yeah, the myth of authority. I've still yet to figure out how I'm going to actually roll that out. I was trying to debate actually should I do it as a live stream or where I can kind of edit it up and do it in a private, like doing it in a video, so I'm recording the video. But no, I think it would be more entertaining, engaging, and then I can get your fine folks feedback because once again I'm going to be referencing my post on ThinkSpot, the myth of authority, and the amazing, well articulated responses, replies, and even pushback that I received on that platform. Because the platform itself, yeah, whoever's set it up, yeah, they need to learn. They need to be a little more tech savvy. That's one thing I would recommend to Jordan Peterson. Whoever you got run ThinkSpot, they need to get a little bit. They're doing better, so I'm not going to be too harsh on them, but there are definitely some great minds and some people who definitely think critically about issues on that platform, which I'm really appreciative. So, like I say, I'll be covering that in another stream. So, lots going on over the next week or so. And then, if anything else pops up, well, there's already lots of other things that I got to cover. Well, there's this whole thing. It's a National Post article that I've had sitting in the background here for probably about a week and a half or two, maybe now. COVID-19 restrictions could derail Canada's immigration fueled growth strategy. Royal Bank of Canada warns. Why is Royal Bank of Canada warning these things? Like I say, big banksters, corporations, government are so in bed together now. Canada's very fascistic, very, very fascistic. The disruption will reverberate across the economy given our reliance on immigration for labor force growth and to offset Canada's aging demographics. So, because COVID is reducing the ability to have all these people flood into the country to the tunes of hundreds of thousands per year, somehow, Canada's, oh no, there's nobody to take these jobs. Meanwhile, millions, was it 7 million people that applied for CERB? Seems like there's 7 million people looking for jobs, but oh yeah, we need the immigrants to fill these positions. Anyways, that bull crap. But yeah, I'll definitely be covering that. So, like I say, I'm not sure if that'll be in the next stream, but there's definitely lots of information I'm going to be covering. Policing was militarized from the start. An excellent article out of the Foundation for Economic Education. I mean, just great stuff that I got to cover. And like I say, a lot of stuff that I've been kind of keeping in the background. because there's so much taking place. Like I say, I could almost stream every day and not run out of source material to cover. It's so crazy and hectic these days. But anyways, like I say, forget that. Just a little teaser for you folks. For me, I'm going to tie up this stream, and then I'm going to get back to work to doing a whole lot more of things around the house and getting things done, organized. I cut the grass yesterday, so at least I don't got to do that. Do that. But anyways, I want the rest of you folks to take care, enjoy yourselves, and yeah, just start to think about these things and what it means to ban ideas. Like, I know it sounds good in theory, but yeah, definitely don't support that stuff because it's an impossibility first and foremost, and it's also seems like a kind of a weak position to take as well. So, anyways, like I say, thanks for everyone that did join the stream. I look in here yet, not too many other comments. So yeah, thanks for all you guys that showed up the stream. Like I say, hopefully G Rich shows up and makes an appearance here, so I can at least feel relieved that he's doing okay. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.